Welcome to Take 3, coming to you on WTSR Radio 93.1 FM. I'm Nikki Nailbaum, she, they.
And I'm Bill Nobes, he, him. Each episode of Take 3 brings you one independent artist, 3 songs performed live, and an in-depth interview about each song. This session was recorded on July 17th, 2022, from the Mill Hill Saloon in Trenton, New Jersey, one of the area's best venues for live independent music.
This episode's artist is Type Advantage. Type Advantage is a pop-punk band from Asbury Park, New Jersey. Their songs are upbeat and energetic with honest lyrics that explore relationships and desire. In addition to playing music that is cathartic to them, Type Advantage's primary mission as a band is to uplift queer voices in their local music scene. The band was formed in July 2021 after Sean Navat, guitars, vocals, approached Jess Lee, bass, guitar, vocals, about wanting to perform music. Jess recommended that they jam with Matt Daniels, drums, and Sean pulled in Greg Erickson to join on lead guitar. The name of the band was suggested by Jess, who loves to play and watch Pokémon. The band got started by covering songs from cartoons and anime, but they soon went on to write their own original music. They began rehearsing and playing shows at the art space Ghost Harbor Creative. As a queer quartet involved in the arts and the music community of Asbury Park, Type Advantage is committed to supporting their fellow queer artists and giving back to the LGBTQ community. In April 2022, they began hosting shows that feature lineups of queer performers and began organizing benefits for those in LGBTQ community who are in need. In May 2022, they started recording their songs on their debut EP. Welcome, Type Advantage. Could you please introduce yourselves?
Hello, my name is Greg. I play lead guitar. My pronouns are he, his, him, they, and Greg.
I'm Sean. I sing, I play rhythm guitar. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I'm gay.
I'm Jess, also known as JL. I play bass, and I also do vocals. I write some songs for us as well. My pronouns are they, she, he. I'm gay.
And I'm Matt Daniels. And I play the drums. It took me a while to figure out what I play. And my pronouns are he, him, she, her, they, them. And I am gender fluid. And I'm very happy to be in this band with everybody.
Yeah.
Let's go to the first song.
Okay, hi, we're Type Advantage. This first song is Stops. It's about a friend who moved to New York City and had an emotional breakdown.
I don't need this city, got enough to rush me already, nothing ever stops. Is this the street where we get off? There's a coffee shop around the corner. You don't think I'm sober, but I've been for a while now, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'd rather take things slow. And I can't believe you're serious. Could we just get up and go? I can't believe I'm saying this. No, I can't believe you're serious. If there's one thing I can take from this, it's that nothing ever stops. It won't be for a while now, but you can see it out. You've designed all your breakdowns without ever leaving town. When you walk down by the river, nothing seems too far. You can take the ready to go when you say go. I want to go back. Who do I ask? How do I find my way back home? I'm ready to crash when you say crash. Ready to go when you say go. I want to go back. Who do I ask? How do I find my way back home? I'm ready to crash when you say crash. I'm ready to go when you say go. I want to go back. Who do I ask? How do I find my way back home? I'm ready to crash when you say crash. I'm ready to go when you say go.
All right, so that was Stops. Now, you mentioned that was about a friend with an emotional breakdown. First, how are they?
They're doing better now. They've moved to California and are living their best life.
As one does in California.
Yeah.
Or so I've
It
heard.
goes one way or the other, I think.
That's true.
So, on this song, what I got from the song when I first read it, the lyrics, was growth and maturity, but hearing how you describe it, well, actually, what I got was growth and maturity, but then the question, what now? Is what I was getting from it. Like, you think you've grown and you think you've gained a level of something, and then it's what happens now. Is that accurate?
I would say so. I mean, this song was written right after we graduated from college, me and this friend. And this friend, he had never been away from home, and he was moving to New York to work for the first time. And, like, it was overwhelming. So that's the breakdown. And I found that it kind of affected me as well. So that's what came out of this song. Like, you never know what's going to happen, and nothing ever stops in life.
Nothing does.
It's true.
It's kind of become like our catchphrase as a band, because we're always up to something. There's always something else we have to prepare for. So nothing truly ever stops.
It's quite quotable. I had a breakdown the other day, actually, to my parents. And they're like, is everything all right? I'm like, nothing ever stops.
Are you okay, Greg?
I'm better now.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
especially because
I'm
we
saying
had that
it's a great
song.
quotable song.
Yeah, it is, and
It's
it means a
like-
lot.
It does.
Like, it turned into like a mantra or something, like nothing ever stops, nothing ever stops. And then it somehow, it feels better.
It does.
Like,
So
we'll
thank
make it
you.
through.
Yeah.
Now, does that relate to the lines, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'd rather take it slow? Is that what you're talking about? Nothing ever stops, you want to slow down, or does that refer to something else?
Yeah, that does kind of. Wow, guys. The hard eyes.
You're giving me a hard eyes right now.
Tell me more.
Sorry.
Yes, nothing ever stops. And I mean, like, we also had a kind of relationship back then. Like with the rush of the city and like
This is New York
with
City.
relationships, yeah.
Okay, I used to live there, I understand.
Yeah. It's like you don't want to rush into anything.
I mean, I was a little confused when you said what it was about, because I also got relationship vibes. So,
Yeah.
all right, so that makes sense. So that's in there too. Which also hit me. You designed all your breakdowns without ever leaving town. I've known some people who do that. Tell me a little bit about that.
This person was very like this is my design kind of thing. Like, this is how I lead my life. And it was like once he moved, it was like, oh, well, there you go. There it is.
I guess you kind of can't control, like, what goes on around you when you're in somewhere like the city, as opposed to when you're in your hometown, you can kind of, like, plan out every moment.
That's a good way to articulate
That's
it.
interesting. So this person may have had control in their hometown, but big fish, small pond type of scenario.
Yeah.
And then you hit New York City. Yeah. And that leads into, I want to go back. Who do I ask? So back where?
Back home.
Back home.
Yeah.
But did they go back home, or did they?
Eventually they did.
All right, shall we go on to the next song?
Let's go on to the next song.
This next song is new. It's called Chemical Reaction, and it's named for the feeling that goes on in your brain when you're in love.
So, Chemical Reaction, this song is so adorable. I love it so much. And it really gets me. So, yeah, tell me more. Tell me more about it.
So, on the subject of breakdowns, so I was just having a really terrible day, and I live far enough away from my boyfriend that I'm when can we get together? I'm really feeling like I need to feel the way I feel when we're together. And so I'm standing in my kitchen, starting to weep. And I started singing the chorus to myself. And that's how that sort of was birthed. And then I kind of put it on the back burner for a really long time. And the next time a feeling like that arose, I wrote the first verse, and then once that was all together, I kind of gave myself the kick in the pants I needed to just get the second verse out there and finish it. But yeah, basically it comes from the place of like when you kind of not codepend, but you like the way you feel when you're with a person that you love. You want that feeling when you feel like you need that little boost. So that's the chemical
And
reaction.
I actually wrote that word down. I was going to ask, when does the intoxication become codependency?
Well, that's, I feel like, a really delicate line to walk, especially like when you're in a serious, committed, sometimes monogamous relationship. Like when you want to take it to the next level, you're like, okay, if we're gonna live together, then we're gonna see each other every day, and every facet of our lives is going to be intertwined with each other. Like, is that codependency, or is that just like cohabitation? But once again, I think it's like, you know, definitely a fine line. I think keeping certain elements of your lives to be something that's specifically for you is the key factor in keeping a relationship from being codependent. Because, like, you can have your similar interests and the things that feel more special to do together, but, like, maybe I don't like... This isn't true, by the way. Maybe I don't like to play Dungeons and Dragons. So like you have your thing that you go and you play that once a week, and you hang out with your friends that, you know and that I love, but that's not my group. That's your thing.
Now, you write, I jump right back on board again, addicted to our sin. You got me going back and forth through this euphoric pain.
Yeah,
Some clause there.
a little. Yeah, there is a little bit of an ache when you're apart from the person that, like, you feel that love attachment to. And I wouldn't necessarily call it sin as much as I would call that the word that rhymed in the line. But, sometimes you just gotta pull them out. But yeah, it does kind of feel like an addiction sometimes. You're like, when is the next time that I get to get that little fix? And my chemicals in my brain are desperate for that dopamine that I can get when I finally get to have you back in my arms again. And it really is like, obviously not anywhere near like an actual chemical dependency on a substance by any means, but there's synapses firing up all over the place, and they're nice. I really like them.
Now, one question I ask sometimes is, in a band, one person writes a song, but to the other band members, it might mean something else when it's performed. Do any of you have any other feelings or reactions to the song as you play it?
I find myself learning more about not only myself, but about my friends each time we play these songs. And it's one of the biggest reasons I like being in this band. These three humans are very, very not only caring, but intelligent. And know a lot about the human experience. And so just for some specific examples, we'll go with Stops. As someone that feels that they work tirelessly and that knows a lot of jokes come out, or a lot of truth comes out of jokes. The first few times hearing it, it was just that literal pounding of the drum, the pushing the boulder up the hill of it all, of nothing ever stopping, which can in turn lead to a breakdown. So, all that to say, a lot of the times with this art, with songwriting, with music, we write it for ourselves, what we're feeling, or about ourselves or about our experiences, and we put them out, and then like the user, they get to hear it, and they have their own kind of interpretation of it, but it oftentimes comes back to a general understanding and our own theme. Same with Chemical Reaction, honestly. Same with Chemical Reaction, but to the point in which it's a new song, and so I've yet to make that growth or that listening kind of growth, for lack of a better term. But it's highly relatable, and as someone that knows that that feeling of addiction, and knows that it's a human experience and it can be hard, but also it can be fun, and kind of balancing that out really applies to a relationship as well. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah, no.
Stop, get out of here.
I've had another band where I wrote all the songs, and it's nice being in this band. I have a song which we didn't do today, but it's being able to like have someone else's work, especially Chemical Reaction. It's probably the most challenging one I've had to do so far.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta apologize for that, because like, I really I write the vocal line for a song before I work out what the chords are gonna be, and then I'm like, oh God, I have to play this after. And so it's like my hands and my brain have to keep up with my heart, which moves at a mile a minute. I have a lot of feelings and a lot of love to give.
Hell yeah.
And it's very theater, which I do love theater, and it's a challenge, and I kind of like someone else bringing the song in. I'm like, well, how do I put myself into the song? We're not just adding bits. I'm like, how do I, and this is one that's definitely new. I'm trying to bring in, but like stops, I've known for many years now. I've heard in 3 different keys, and that song will always just like, I'll be in the city by myself, and I play ukulele while walking around. I'll just be like, I don't need this city. And
He's a bard.
I am a bard. I was the most powerful bard, and I could bring a dragon to go sleep.
Level that city with his instrument.
Being able to put yourself in other people's songs and getting like getting out of the stops, I've known it for years. And Chemical Reaction is that kind of that rage. I feel like there's this inner rage. It's like, I just want this now, and you just.
There's a lot of drive in there.
And with addiction, as someone I know all about addiction, it's that love. It's that balance. You can do it moderately, but if you go a little too far, it just becomes madness.
Big right.
I think that's kind of where like the line of euphoric pain came from too, because like. It feels great, but there's also an ache involved too. But yeah, it's really great to be. Yeah, I love you guys. To be growing with each other through working on these songs together, because it kind of is like a little piece of everyone poured into like the serving cup of one of us individuals that kind of puts it on the table. The rest of us dump a little bit of flavor in there.
A little spice.
Spice it up, baby. That's what's kind of like I brought Chemical Reaction to the table, and I was like, okay, this is all I have. You guys have to please do what you do to make it like a fully realized song for us, because otherwise it's just me and a ukulele when I write these songs too. So, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
It's fantastic. I love how you sing it. It's like, it's really cool.
Thank
That's
you
not a
so
question,
much.
but
Hey, no, I appreciate it. I mean, one of the reasons I've ever like I feel like I had to go out of my way to learn how to play instruments is because I've always just needed a reason or the ability to sing. So, when you see me performing, it's all just a means to an end so I can sing for people. And I'm glad that you appreciate that, Nikki.
I can relate. I can relate. That's awesome.
This is a bit of a tangent, but as I was reading this, I'm like, my cats kind of make me feel this way. And then I'm like, can I be codependent on my cats?
Possibly. Possibly.
More like possibly, am I right?
Need some cat therapy.
But no, actually, I think when it comes to pets, it's codependence or nothing.
Yeah.
Because they really are like, I've heard it said like your pet is like a part of your life, but to them you're their entire world. So as much as you can possibly give them, and God willing, the stuff that you get back from them emotionally, like that's what life is all about. Forget being in love with people.
Love your pets.
It's all about those buddies. I don't care if they're furry, scaly, wet. Yeah.
They fly. They got wings.
I mean, I was just at
Creepy
PetSmart
crawling.
today. I stopped. I said hi to all the fishes, and like there was a crab there.
Ooh,
I know.
guy.
Yeah, no, it was
Little
a.
guy.
It's always a good time when you get to see some little critters.
All right, let's go on to the next song.
Yes. This is our first single, Find Me. It's a summer love song. Turning page after page into our lives I get made, I find you. In a way I can't shake this, watch it fall into pieces, but what's new? Do you look in the mirror, tell yourself that things could be so easy? Move past the mirror, run away until wouldn't you find me caught up in a daydream with nothing to do? Maybe I'll find you alone with your thoughts, wondering what could be true. Searching for answers in the waves, crashing into the words I'll never say. What could I ever ask of you? May I? Can I? When you sit late at night, asking what more could there be? When the sun rises, do just what you feel. Wouldn't you find me caught up in a daydream with nothing to do? Maybe I'll find you alone with your thoughts, wondering what could be true. Well, wouldn't you find me caught up in a daydream with nothing to do? And maybe I'll find you before the tide breaks. You've got nothing to lose. There's nowhere to find you caught up in a daydream with nothing to do. So where can I find you? Let's make an escape. We start something new.
All right, that was Find Me, and Sean, you introduced this as a summer love song. But when I read it, it seemed more of a longing and a wish rather than a happening.
I say summer love song because I had written it last summer, and I was just being introduced to the music scene of Asbury Park by Jess here.
Hi.
And which led me to meeting Matt and to forming this band. As far as longing, I'm just such a dreamer. Pisces life.
Watery.
Always longing for something more, like very romantic. In
Pining.
Yo, enough. Yes, I pine.
Now, all right, so
You
you're
bullying him over there?
It's friendly.
turning page after page into Life's Not Yet Made. When you wrote that, what were you hoping to find in your future in Asbury?
I've been a musician all my life, really. I studied music in college, but right after I graduated, I kind of shied away from it for a while. And like it was right before the pandemic that I wanted to get back into music, but then that just slapped it off to the side. Once everything picked back up again, that's one of the things I wanted to go after.
Now, when you say maybe I'll find you, are you looking for yourself, someone else, both?
I would say both. Yeah. This song is also kind of about self-love.
Yeah, no, I saw that pretty strongly, yeah. Searching for answers in the waves. Are those the waves as the Asbury Beach?
Yes.
I had a feeling. Crashing into words I'll never say. What could I ever ask you? What did you want to ask?
That's deep, dog.
I know, like, you really chose like some really personal songs for this thing.
If you're not comfortable, don't answer.
No, I mean, there are so many
Not
questions I have for myself and for other people, whether they be romantic or like just casual, or even just like asking like, oh, do you want to play music with me? Do you want to make art with me? Which is like the biggest form of love in my life.
The answer's always yes, by the way.
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
I'd like to say that ever since then, that like half a dozen people have asked Sean to be in their band because he's so talented and dynamic and an incredible musician.
Amazing songwriter and musician. You're absolutely right.
So you needn't even ask.
We should be so lucky.
You let them come to you, baby.
The song is looking for this ideal, internally and externally. But then you say, let me make an escape to start something new.
Mostly just like not looking back and going after what you want.
The word I wrote was trapped.
Trapped.
Was that in there, or am I...
Subtle.
A little too headstrong.
Oh, wow.
Like, in a sense, like, I feel like in my life I've held myself back from many things. And
The self-doubt?
Yeah,
or
self-doubt.
Anxiety, yeah.
anxieties. But like in this past year, I've definitely like blossomed, come out of my shell.
Yes.
It's
You
beautiful.
love to see
Sometimes
it.
Awesome.
Push
We
it.
do.
And what does this song bring out for the rest of you?
You know, this is the first original song that we ever worked on as a band, and I think that it's extra special for that reason. But it also reminds me of that summer where it felt like everything, you know, I'll never say that anything is back to normal anymore since 2020. I absolutely just I will never say it. But things started to feel like they were improving, like everything was looking up. And I started making art again with my friends. Not that I hadn't been, because we're in another band called Flexiglass. And
Hi
that's
guys,
been around
Mom, I'm on TV.
for a while.
I did them all.
But this was like, well, actually, in our bio, it mentions how we started doing like TV covers and anime
Yes.
covers
I
and
was
stuff.
going to ask about that.
Yeah,
Tell us
originally,
about that.
there was this project that me and Matt did for fun to like just play some songs that we wanted to play.
To play songs we wanted to play, and also they were, you know, there's a fascination from us for sure with TV themes, you know, the kind of jingle aspect, the quick hitters of it all and getting it out. And so we did that, and
Yeah, it's a lot easier to memorize a song that's a minute long, I'll tell you what.
And they heard it 30, 40 times
Yeah.
already?
And so when we first did that jam, it was like, hey, like it was very casual because we were like, we have these songs that we already kind of play for fun. Like, do you want to come over? I'll make you guys some drinks and we'll hang out, we'll play. And we worked on a few of those. These guys showed me another song that they were working on, I believe, as well. That became the second song that we ever worked on.
Oh, GTFO.
I don't know why I'm whispering it.
It's called.
GTFO.
Look out for it on our debut
Which
EP.
started to be written that day.
Right. Oh, that's what it was. But yeah, that's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of like all of us coming together and starting to make this art together, to work together, to spend more time together, because I feel like at a certain age, oh God, I'm gonna be 30 next month.
Woo!
You did your best.
Thank you.
Nice.
I'm trying to say it as much as I can now, because I'm like, I can't say I'm going to be 30 at a certain point soon. But you kind of need like to manufacture excuses to see your friends at a certain point. And
I like
that's one of the like many reasons that this band being brought together is just like so dear to my heart.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome. I love your gang.
Thank you. Oh yeah, who else has feelings about Find Me?
I love it because I'm a huge daydreamer. Like, good. I have a thing called aphantasia, so I don't see anything, but my mind is going and going and going. And this was, I think, one of the first song we did, and I love that I got to make it really dreamy. At least how I feel when I play on it, and like make it a little dreamy. And I love the solo. And by the way, if you listen to it, see if you can hear another song that we played that's in the solo.
Oh.
It's in there, but
We love an Easter egg.
We do love
I do love Easter eggs, and I love the song because it's very, even though there's a lot of emotion, I just feel, to me, I get kind of like, na 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 na. You just kind of get lost in a field, you know, you're just existing, you're experiencing so many different things that, and then you kind of wake up and you realize you've been laying in bed for the last 3 hours, and you're like, oh wow.
Sounds too familiar.
Yeah, sometimes you need that lay in bed. And I think that's what the song has taught me. You gotta lay in bed for 3 more hours sometimes. You gotta, for me, it's about the self-love that you mentioned before, and a lot of that time, or all the time, that self-love includes knowledge of self. What you are growing into, what you need, and I know I can speak for myself at least. When I say I didn't always, get taught what I needed, or even to find what I needed, or to find what I want or want to be, or stat of the third. And so, Find Me really speaks to me when I don't know. When I'm like, I'm not sure if this is really what I want to do, or if this is what I want to do, or a litany of things. It lets me know that it's okay to exist as I am.
One of the most powerful sentences I ever heard was from a Zen priest, and she said, "It's okay to be you today." And the first time I heard that, I just started sobbing, because no one had ever said that before.
That's right.
Those are really powerful words.
They are.
I mean, especially, I feel like in a lot of our work, like personally as a band, is trying to encourage people to be exactly who they are by, all of our shows that we host are LGBTQIA plus artists, because we really want to be able to give everyone a platform and like the ability to be themselves and safe in the spaces that we cultivate, and not to mention to hear their sick music.
All that.
All right, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. Nikki, do you want to read us out?
All right, okay.
Thank you for having us. This was
Yeah.
such a fun
You
experience.
guys are the best. Thank you so much. Thank you, Type Advantage. Where can we find you online?
You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at TypeAdvantageNJ.
Soon, probably even now, we will
Almost.
have at least one single available on what I hope will be all streaming platforms. So stay tuned for that. Our debut single will be Find Me. That'll be the first one on a 5 or 6 song EP that we're hoping to get out. And not in too much of a rush, so stay tuned.
Right on. I am Nikki Nailbaum Music on Instagram.
And I'm on Instagram and Facebook as House of Robot, or visit houseofrobot.com.
To find out who's playing next at the Mill Hill, look up Mill Hill Saloon on Facebook. Thank you for listening to Take 3. Thank you, WTSR Radio and the College of New Jersey.